Hey, welcome to Beer Friday, brought to you by Pancratz and Hodge.
Charleston Insurance.
And
Secure Store 50.
Secure Store 50, okay. All right. What's on? I haven't seen you in forever. We've been away on vacations and whatever else.
Been traveling.
You've been traveling.
Yeah, I've been traveling. Yeah, we're back. I guess, really the talk of the town is the upcoming winter storm.
Yes, that is, I don't know. Do you think it'll be spectacular?
I don't know. I think they blow it out of proportion. I think it'll probably be a little less than what people think. I do think it'll be something. I'm talking to the National Weather Service. But I think actually I had a reader come in today, paying his check, and he said, it's going to be 20 years to the day of the 2005 ice storm.
That was a storm.
Do you remember the ice storm?
I do. I will, and I know you do too. I'll tell a couple quick things, and then you can share with me. But a couple things I remember is picking Michaela up off the bus, and the electrical lines having ice on them. I was like, just run to the house.
Just go.
We had to sleep in the living room because of the trees everywhere. You could just rifle shots. And I was afraid somebody would get stabbed through the window.
Yeah. How long were you out of power?
Days. We ended up finding a generator somewhere, which helped.
Yeah.
And it was those guys that come and cut the branches, a splunga or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking you were saying spelunker, like a person in a cave. Do you mean like the company ass plunder or whatever? I can't say it.
Yes, they came to the house, and we have so many trees, and this kid cut one thing off and looked at me and went like this, and they got in the truck and left.
We quick made it home. They called school off. I remember sitting in the class because I don't remember how old I was, probably 14 or 15. And one of the power transformers just blew up and it was just burning or whatever they're called on the thing. So they call off school. We're all getting home. I get home and my mom was taught at St. Mark's, so we get home. My mom and I get home, and it's already icing over bad. And so we were digging out the generator and the tractor. Yes, we need it. And I remember just standing out there by the tractor shed because we had these big old elm trees, and just standing with my dad and just hearing the cracks, and then just watching the tops of these old trees just start to crumble. We were out of power for, I think, more than a week. And we had a tree fall on our telephone pole, so we couldn't even hook the generator up into the house. So it was what we did was there was another power line that was running. We ran from the dairy barn to the red barn. We'd actually buried it that summer ago. The ground was already froze. I was out there with the pick. Because that was the only way. We had no way to get heat. I was out there with a pick, and Dad was kind of helping, but he was old. And we were picking out that thing. It was 50 or 60 feet of line out of the frozen ground. It wasn't buried that deep. Then pulling that line out, and because we couldn't hook it into the power line or whatever we did to make a generator, we cut the end off and jury rug it into the breaker box. So we had this big line of the 220 or whatever running from the generator tractor, running that all the way inside through the door, and then Dad had just wired it in the breaker box. It looked like an electrical fire waiting to happen. No, it was an absolute mess. And so we were just huddled around trying to stay warm for 7 days.
Isn't that awful?
We couldn't get out. I mean, it took 3 months to get all of the wood gone. I mean, it took days to cut out. And somewhere in the meeting, and we had horses and we had goats and whatever. And so you're running out there, you're trying to get them water. It's cold, and then you got to keep the diesel in the tractor, and you got to keep that going. And somewhere in there, I got sick. I don't know if it was the flu. I don't know if it was just being cold or what. But the longer I was out there, I was just shivering uncontrollably, and I was getting yelled at because I wasn't I was being a baby. Stop being a baby. You're such a baby, Adam. Come on, try harder. And finally, Mom took my temperature. I had 103-degree fever, and she's like, Johnny, he's sick. I still don't know if you believe it. It was a little touch and go with Mom and Dad. We were all just jammed in the house. We did watch one KU game. They played Texas Tech, and they won. That was our one little joy, huddling around the electric heaters. And I don't want to go back. And then the worst part about it was we were out of power forever. And then a mile up the hill, we just saw lights. And we get back to school, and everyone's like, it was so fun. We went sledding. It was a great little weekend. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was hell.
You don't understand.
You don't get it. Just living off a hot plate, cream of mushroom soup, and rage. God. No. So here's hoping that we don't have a storm like we did.
I'm hoping so. I'm gonna make Texas chili. What are you gonna make for the impending doom of?
Yeah, we are going to make, it's just a sesame chicken, like a crock pot sesame chicken, and then have it with some rice and
That
eat on that
sounds
for a
really
number of
good.
days. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had soup over New Year's, so I was kind of souped out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yep, but
Yeah,
that's
okay.
all I got.
All
Do you have
right.
any other questions? Or?
I got one weird thing I
Sure,
want to
sure,
tell
sure.
you, and then my two childhood fears, which are still my adult fears, they rhyme. The scabies and rabies rhyme.
You're still afraid of...
Rabies? I don't want to get rabies, and I really don't
But
want to
no
get
one
scabies.
gets rabies. Like, what are you doing? Like, wrangling...
Well-
I was about to say possums, but possums don't carry rabies.
No, they don't.
Raccoons? Were you
No.
wrangling raccoons
No,
or bats? Bats are the largest carrier of rabies.
and I bet they carry scabies too. Bats are probably.
What are scabies? I thought that was like a...
It's like head lice, but under your skin or something.
What?
No,
no,
Google
it's
it.
not. It's probably like some kind of mite infection. Head lice under your skin? No wonder you're afraid of it. I'd be afraid of it too. I hope someone comments what scabies are. I actually thought they
Please
were...
email.
I thought I heard about them in health class
You
when they were
did.
doing abstinence-based
It's a no-no.
education.
Don't go in there.
Anywho, yeah. Well, I think that's all. I didn't even talk about the news. I guess.
All
that's
right,
the big
old
news
wise one.
story.
Give us the news now.
Well, besides the storm, a few other happenings. I'm assuming it's a plea deal. I have to hear back from the county attorneys or the county prosecutor's office if I hear back.
Yeah.
But Edward Altum, that thing kind of got
Right.
settled, so he no contest. And the second-degree murder charge. That was the big news today.
Did
Did
he speak? Do you know?
I don't know. It kind of came up pretty quick because there was a
Okay.
trial set for the 25th, and then I got a press release. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get more info on it.
Sure.
Trying to think if there's anything else going on. Big. We have an early deadline for the paper.
That's right.
Because of the national mourning for Jimmy Carter.
It's on
Thursday. Sorry, Jimmy Carter. But Jimmy Carter being gone totally just jacked us up.
Yep.
Because like the Thursday we can't put the paper out because we weren't able to tell readers we had an early deadline. We can't put the paper out on Friday, or we can't mail it Friday because we're gonna get like 900 calls looking for the newspaper. So our only choice was to move it up because otherwise the newspapers won't be delivered Thursday. So it has been like a bunch of yelling and running around and scrambling over here.
Yeah.
This is our third short week in a row. We are so happy to be through the holidays when this is all over. So again, we're trying to put out a good paper, but we have an early deadline.
Yeah.
And
So if you have news items or advertising, get with us Monday. At the latest,
Monday at the
very
latest. So that's where we're at. But anyway, stay safe, stay warm.
Stay warm.
Don't drive Saturday night, Sunday
Just
morning.
stay home.
Just get some stuff, hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Watch a
reason to be
movie.
out there. Watch a movie.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All
Be
right.
kind. Cheers.